I'm a fast, twitchy guy that can get around the edge.
I think that's going to be his 4th sack of the game.
Antoine Powell Ryland has just had himself a day.
I can show power when need to.
Powell Ryland right in your face.
I can't be blocked.
52, I don't know, APR, that's what they call him. He is an electric player, right? He had 4 sacks last game, sack fumble. You really better know where he is, or he can be a game wrecker.
I know where he is. He's on our show, and he's in Blacksburg, and he's waiting for you, Greg Schiano. All right, with that said, APR joins us. First of all, congratulations on Saturday, because that was a nice career, APR. Listen, I mean, there's guys that wished they get 4 sacks in their career, for crying out loud. When you get a game like that, I mean, does it feel like, hey, man, I don't care who's got the ball. I'm just going to go knock somebody upside their head. Well, what's it feel like when you got a game going like that?
Yeah, it's definitely motivating. Being able to go out there and show my talents and do it at a high level is definitely great.
Antoine, have you ever had 4 sacks or more in your career at any level? We talking Pee-wee, like going back, high school, ever?
I did in high school before. I want to say my sophomore year. I want to say I had like 4 more sacks. It was in one game.
So like 8 sacks or?
No. It
okay.
Wasn't 8 sacks. Yeah, it wasn't 8 sacks. I want to say it was like at least 5.
Okay.
It was in the playoff game that we played in.
When you have a game like that, are you going back and watching highlights and admiring it, or you're on to the next?
For the most part, I definitely look at it, not only just because of me winning, but just to see, like, what I could have done better, not just, enjoying the play.
Antoine, when you're having a game like that, do you say anything to the offensive lineman? I mean, are you looking at his eyes? Are you barking a little bit, or are they just like, "Oh my God, here he comes again"? I mean, what takes place? Because we, as fans, we don't get a chance to really know what that's feeling like when you're just absolutely kicking the living daylights out of an offensive lineman.
Yeah, well, for the most part, when you make a good move, it's always some fire in it because you worked at it, and once you see it work, it's like it feels like magic, So being able to go out there and win those many times, it was definitely motivation because it gets you fired up.
Yeah, but what's the offensive lineman doing? I mean, it'd be like if I'm trying to block you, which I can't, and that guy from Old Dominion, that whole line couldn't block you. Are they talking? Are you talking? Or is it one of those things that I know that you can't do anything with me?
Yeah, that's how I carry it. For the most part, I don't talk unless someone talks to me. If I'm out there winning, I'm not going to sit there and rub it in your face. I'm going to sit there in silence and let you sit on it.
Antoine, I promise this is a safe space and Rutgers' offensive line is not watching, but you said magic move. What is your magic move? If you could have one move to take down a quarterback, tackle for loss for a running back, what's the move you're dialing up and why?
For the most part, I'm going to say the spin move, because the inside spin, because for the most part, most tackles are probably worried about my speed. So for me to sell the speed upfield and spin back inside is definitely a game changer for me, being able to catch them off guard.
Antoine, a long time ago on my old radio show here in Charlotte, I was co-hosting with a guy by the name of Reggie White. Was one of the all-time great players, and may he rest in peace. Just an incredibly wonderful person and an incredible football player. And we had a huge studio, and I have like 2 or 3 other guys co-hosting with me. And Reggie was in there, and he showed me his move. He had the legendary up and under move. And I said, "Reggie, how do you pull that off?" He said, "Hey, Pac," he had that gravelly voice. And I'm sitting over there eating a spare rib, and he said, "Pac, come on, line up. I'll show you how I do it." And so he put the move on me during a commercial break. And APR, let me tell you something. My appreciation for defensive linemen, whether I don't care what level you are, much less an all-time great Hall of Famer, my eyeballs popped out of my head. I kept thinking to myself, man, I feel terrible for these offensive linemen that got no chance to deal with these defensive problems, because you guys come in there with just a pure attitude And again, you talk about that magic move. Reggie had one too, which was ungodly. But this week, though, you've been watching film. Rutgers has not given up a sack all year. They're tough. They're physical. They want to line up and run the football. From a defensive perspective, do you like teams like this that want to just say, guess what? We're going to man up, just find out who's the toughest dude?
Yeah, most definitely, because for the most part, growing up, that's what I knew what football was about. How tough you were. So for them, we know that they're coming down here to try to run the ball. So we definitely bringing our hard head.
Antoine, how much has the run defense improved since the season opener as we're watching highlights against this game against Vanderbilt?
I think that we've definitely better. We've gotten better every week, and we definitely still working on stuff. And I think that's a part of getting the games in, and keeping that team chemistry together.
What did the film show you for Vandy? What are some areas, or even just a continuity? How would you say you guys have improved?
I want to say, for the most part, our pursuit on the ball and our tackling, I feel like our tackling has gotten way better, especially throughout the first 3 weeks. So I definitely see a better difference in there.
What was the Vandy game a wake-up call for you guys?
You could probably say that because coming in, we thought we could win the game. Of course, that didn't turn out to be the outcome, but being able to take a step back after a loss is definitely eye-opening, because it's like it's not gonna come that easy no matter what it is, like what's going on. Football is just a hard game to win. So being able to go out there and lock in for all 4 quarters is definitely what we've been working on.
Antoine, we're speaking about your magic move. I got to get your thoughts on this one. Watching the Old Dominion tape, I'm sure you saw the magic move from your quarterback once Kyron Jones escaped the pocket. What did you think of his hit stick, laying the shoulder down as someone was trying to tackle him? I think he popped 2 people, actually, more than one.
Yeah, he got him a good stiff arm at first, and then he came in and chucked the guy. Man, honestly, I got out my seat. I jumped out like, oh, man. Like, it was crazy.
He ever hit you with one of those in practice?
Oh, no. We can't go for that.
Can't touch a quarterback anyway.
Yeah, we can't touch him, man. We're going to let Katie hide space.
I want to get to your football coach a second. We've had a great deal of fun getting to know him, and obviously he's a defensive coach. What's his persona like from practice versus game day?
For the most part, I feel like it's kind of the same. He's a lot more riled up during game day, but he keeps that energy throughout practice anyway. Just to not only for the coaches but for the players, just to keep us riled up and ready to go out there anytime.
APR, do you still get goosebumps? Nighttime home games at Lane. What is that environment like? I'm always hearing about Enter Sandman, and we were speaking about it earlier in the season about the best road atmosphere. What is that like for you as a player?
Yeah, it's great, especially because it's my home stadium, so being able to go out there and Lane and the fans are with us, it's definitely a privilege, because, man, it's like they know exactly what's going on. They know exactly when we need them. So it's definitely great.
Well, Enter Sandman, by the way, the band is Metallica, and I saw today that they've announced they're coming to Lane Stadium May 7th. So I'm assuming now that we've done this interview, if I need a couple tickets, I just give you a buzz, since that's your stadium and you know everybody. I figure I got 2 tickets in my back pocket for Metallica next May. Is that accurate?
I'm going to have to see what I can do.
Nah, APR, you got to tell him that he has to line up just like Reggie had him line up, and you got to hit him with your spin move. That's the only way he can get a ticket.
Hey, APR, let me tell you something. I have nothing but respect for you, but after getting hit by Reggie White, I'm not afraid of any man. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Might have to change your mind on that one, man.
I love it. Listen, man, continue the good play, because you're balling out. But this is a really, really important game. And I don't even want to talk about next week, because we know what's next week. But you got to take care of business against a tough, physical Big Ten team Saturday afternoon. We look forward to seeing it right here on the ACC Network. But tell Coach we said hello and keep up the great work.
Sir, thank you.
You got it, APR. And I want my 2 tickets, too, by the way. By the way.